Hey everybody, welcome back to AC Auto Carts. It is our final installment of our rat cart build. We picked this cart up about 2 years ago, if you recall, and man was it a mess. And now I'm finally done with it. We buttoned up a couple little things recently. I'll take you through a couple of those things, such as headlights. And then the final thing we've got to do is put the old Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice on it. They only sell it in one size, so I think this is going to be a lifetime supply. For me at least. Anyway, we'll see how it brings the patina back out in this steel-bodied 83 EZGO. Let's get started. Things I did not video. I painted the wheels gold. I think you guys saw that I used a marker to cover or to color in the letters. I love white letter tires. I got a really cool little sticker there for us just because I thought it was funny. And then we've got our controls finally mounted. So this is just a steel box that I made and kind of bent around. This is all one piece. Took some angle iron and welded all that together. It would have been nice to like 3D print one, but I got all my controls mounted now for the air ride system. Over here, this is all done. I dropped it, but threw it on there anyway. So this kind of matches, and that matches. I foregoed the wood grain tape, but that's what we got here now. The battery controller from that Lumar battery, that's tapped in, as well as our Navitas controller now. I just mimicked the angle. This is just a single piece of steel that I cut out and bent it to mimic the angle that's on that, and those are just self-tapped in there. So that's a little bit of what I got there. The last video we did was about this windshield. I had left it and I was asking everybody what you thought as far as height, and the more I looked at it, the more I didn't like the height. And now I probably cut it a little bit too low, but overall, yeah, it's lower now, and I like that better. The tall one just seemed like it had like a super tall hat on or something. I didn't like it. The other thing that we did that I didn't cover was the seat covers. These are EZGO TXT seat covers. We went ahead and built the backrest, or the wood on it rather, and then we used existing foam that we had from some other projects and some existing TXT foam that I had, and that's how I did the seat. This 24 decal, just a decal, but it kind of had a patina look. We loved it, so I grabbed that. The light kit that's in it is a full street legal light kit, so it has signals. The brakes do work as far as brake lights. So step on the pedal and those pop on. They're not on a timer. So if I leave that pedal down, the lights will stay on with the key on, of course. I think once the key is off, it will shut off. But anyway, so we do have that. It's got the horn in there and everything. We added some mud flaps, which from the rear, it looks really cool. It kind of widens the cart out. And then these are TXT tail lights that I just tapped in. And man, they work really well. So that worked out. We're still waiting on some of it to dry, but we scotch padded all that out. I got some bag straps for it. I'm on the hunt for like a vintage looking, maybe golf bag. We'll keep that in there. Put a bottle opener there. So that's pretty much, man, I'm making it sound like, oh, that's it, but it was a lot of work, truthfully. I'd like to get this a little bit more patinaed out, but this is the color that's inside here. If you haven't seen what it looks like in here, let's go ahead and pop it open for you. So inside there, I've got it cleaned up. And that's what we look like in there. 3-gallon tank. My air controls are on that side and the cart controls are over here. And that's it. But man, was that a lot of work. Oh, the one thing that we did do, I'll put this, we got these headlights too. So let me talk about those real quick. So again, the wiring harness that is going out front is the same harness that's for a TXT. But what I did was I hid them. So they're in there. This is just like a little motorcycle signal light, and then these are just like some 3-inch headlights that I saw on Amazon. So they work awesome. There's left directional, right? So those are there. And what we ended up doing was I just kind of took some angle iron. I made a little mount for them and mounted that in. It's actually welded to this front bumper. So when you go ahead and lower it down, they just kind of tuck back under. So I thought that was kind of neat. Okay, so they do send you some applicators, ripped up t-shirts in the kit. Not that it's a kit, it's a bottle of stuff with some t-shirts. And I probably could have done like a linseed oil and saved myself a couple bucks. But truth be told, I'm a huge fan of Derek and Vice Grip Garage, and I think I bought this to enter one of the giveaways. So here it is. But yeah, I'll never use all of this. We'll have it forever. Maybe I'll sell it. I'll send it with the card if I decide to sell this thing. So pretty easy to do the application. I shook this up. I'm just going to sit here and rub it on. Got a nice smell to it too. I don't have to worry about running out, so I can be pretty generous with it. And then it should dry to sort of a matte finish, I think, but it'll be way darker than this. Well, than the original is what I mean. I don't think I was generous enough over here. I think you can just rub this all on the plastics and stuff, so we'll see how that turns out. Or on the rubber here. Any of the surfaces, put it on. That looks better already. Look at that. So yeah, these moldings are pretty faded, so hopefully it'll bring these back, but you know, still want it to look ratty, just a little darker and shinier. All right, it's all rubbed in. That looks way cooler than it did before. So it is drying. I put another coat on this hood, and it is drying out, but where it's drying is still darker. So I'll have to give it some time, let it dry, and see what it looks like. So that's going to be it for tonight. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. All right, well that brings our rat cart build to a close. We really hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time building it, but it's more or less finished at this point. We finished up with the old Vice Grip Garage Shine Juice. It's been about a week since I've put it on. It is kind of mellowing out a little bit. It's not as shiny as it was when we brought it over to the car show local to me, but that's how we're gonna go ahead and finish the build, that car show. So a lot of good reaction there. A lot of people enjoyed walking up. If they definitely had a cart at a camp or were familiar with golf carts at all, they came up and kind of asked us about it. But I thought I'd finish us up here, right in front of the shed where I introduced you to this cart 2 years ago, just about today. So I hope you guys enjoyed. That's going to be it for now for this particular cart. I hope you enjoyed watching us build this thing. I am an amateur, as we've said 100 times through this whole process. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how this thing came out. So again, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video. Yeah, all I did there is ruin the grass.